I signed my own divorce papers before my wife even knew I had proof she was living a second life, and by the time she found out, it was already too late to save anything. I'm Arjun. I'm 34, and until a year ago, I thought I had the kind of life people quietly envy. Not flashy, not dramatic, just stable. I was a civil engineer working on large infrastructure projects, the kind that kept me away from home for days sometimes, but paid well enough that my wife, Kavya, could pursue her freelance design career without pressure. We didn't have kids yet. That was something we'd been planning for 3 years. Every time I brought it up, there was always a reason to wait. Her career, my workload, timing, finances. I trusted her judgment. I trusted her completely. That was my first mistake. The cracks didn't appear overnight. They crept in slowly, quietly, like something rotting behind a wall you never think to check. It started with small changes. Kavya began guarding her phone more than usual. She started working late hours, claiming international clients. Her mood fluctuated. Some days overly affectionate, others distant to the point it felt like I was sharing a house with a stranger. I told myself it was normal. Marriage goes through phases. People change. Work stress happens. Then one night, everything shifted. I came home earlier than expected from a project site. It was around 8 p.m. The house was dark. Her car wasn't in the driveway. That wasn't unusual. What was unusual was the silence. No music, no laptop humming, no trace of her busy work mode she always claimed. I didn't think much of it until I walked into our bedroom and saw her tablet lying on the bed unlocked. Kavya never left her devices unlocked. Never. I don't know what made me pick it up. Maybe instinct. Maybe something deeper I didn't want to admit. Her email was open, and right there in plain sight was a confirmation for a weekend booking at a resort 2 hours away. 2 guests, not me. I remember my hands going cold, not shaking, just numb. At that moment, I still wanted an explanation, something logical, something that didn't shatter everything. But logic doesn't hide reservations like that. That night, I didn't confront her. That was my second mistake, or maybe my smartest decision. I still don't know. Instead, I waited, and I watched. Over the next 2 weeks, I became someone I never thought I'd be. Observant, silent, patient. I noticed patterns. She had client calls at the same time every evening. She smiled at her phone in a way she hadn't smiled at me in months. She started dressing differently when stepping out for meetings, and most importantly, she became careful. Too careful, but not careful enough. One afternoon, while she was in the shower, her phone buzzed on the table. Just once. I wasn't planning to check it, but my body moved before my mind could stop it. The message wasn't saved under a name, just a number. It was simple. Miss you already. Next weekend can't come fast enough. Something inside me broke quietly. Not loudly, not dramatically, just silently. That's when I knew. There wasn't going to be a confrontation. There wasn't going to be a fight. There was going to be an ending, but not the kind she expected. Over the next month, I started preparing. I contacted a lawyer discreetly. I gathered financial records, property papers, bank statements. What I found shocked me more than the cheating. She had been moving money, small amounts at first, then larger ones, into an account I didn't recognize. It wasn't just betrayal, it was calculated. That's when anger replaced the numbness. Not explosive anger, cold anger. The kind that doesn't shout, the kind that plans. I hired a private investigator. I needed proof, not assumptions. Within 10 days, I had everything. Photos, videos, hotel records. The man she was seeing wasn't just a random affair. He was someone she had been involved with for over a year, while living with me, while eating meals I paid for, while talking about building a future together. That's when something inside me shifted completely. I stopped seeing her as my wife. She became a stranger sharing my house, and I became someone she underestimated. The next step was the hardest, but also the most important. I acted normal. I smiled. I asked about her work. I even planned a small anniversary dinner. She looked relieved, comfortable, safe. That was exactly what I wanted. Because while she believed everything was fine, I was quietly removing her from my life piece by piece. I changed my will. I secured my assets. I froze joint accounts under legal advice. And finally, I filed for divorce. I didn't tell her. I let the papers reach her. She called me that evening. Her voice was shaking, confused, panicked. She asked why. I didn't answer. Not yet. I came home late that night. She was sitting in the living room, eyes red, papers in her hand. For the first time in months, she looked at me like I mattered. And that almost broke me. Almost. I sat down across from her, and I slid the envelope across the table. Everything was inside. The proof, the photos, the truth she thought she had hidden so well. I didn't need to say anything. Her face changed as she went through it. Shock, fear, then realization. She started crying. Not loud, not dramatic, but desperate. She tried explaining, said it was a mistake, Said it didn't mean anything, said she was going to end it. But the problem with lies is, they collapse the moment truth walks in. And I had brought truth with me. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't insult her, I just told her one thing. I knew for a year, that wasn't true. But it broke her more than anything else I could have said. Because in that moment, she realized something terrifying. She hadn't just been caught. She had been exposed, completely. The divorce process was brutal. Not because of me. Because of what came out. The financial transfers, the hidden account, the manipulation. Her credibility collapsed in court. And the man she risked everything for? He disappeared the moment things got serious. Didn't show up. Didn't support her. Didn't even answer her calls. In the end, she lost everything. The house, the financial stability, her reputation, and the illusion she had carefully built. As for me, I didn't feel victorious. I didn't feel happy. But I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Peace. Real peace. Because I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I didn't break in front of her. I walked away. With dignity. And sometimes that's the most powerful revenge there is. Because the truth is, she didn't lose me when I found out. She lost me the moment she thought I never would.